Hi, this is Tanya the Lady Strange. Welcome to another collective reading. Now, this reading may be applicable for this week, which is being filmed on May 24th of 2026, or it could apply for any of the current energies or upcoming energies for whenever you may see this, or this may present itself or be guided to for you. I do find that my messages reach those who it's meant to, as I'm also part of the collective for when they see it, when they are guided to, when spirit shows it. So, yes. So, my videos are not edited, so what you see is what you get, and different facets of myself and how I'm intuitively guided to show my magic and truth with others. So, this week, I'm using Terra Volatile as I was guided to as the main tarot deck, one of my favorite indie decks, an amazing, very insightful alchemical deck full of magic, wisdom, but also ties into the reality, just as I've just mentioned. But also on here, just to confirm, it is the assisting note decks, oracle decks, no surprise, is the two Syrian Shadows decks, the Haunted Cottage Oracle, which is one of his newer releases, and a out of print indie, the Haunted Manor Oracle. So, yes. So, they all speak to my heart and my soul and give so many different perspectives each time I connect to the deck, as when presented with you. I've already pulled cards, so I have an idea of the messages. So, first card come out from Terra Volatile was the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is a card about discernment, wisdom, logic. As is the element, or the swords apply to the element of air, of which is applicable and coincides with logic, thought, critical thought, discernment, but wisdom obtained through experience and clarity and observation, knowing when and how to wield that wisdom, that truth, and what you've learned and what you are learning and seeing and bring into reality. Knowing when to wield your sword and to defend it, she does, as does this collective does, and also to be discerning, but when to put down. So, yes. Queen of Swords is the first to present. Secondly is the Lovers, a major arcana card. So a key, a door of more weight and importance, a message from Spirit. So the Lovers card is all about choices, integration, much like the Temperance card, in my opinion. But it's choices. It's being at the crossroad of no matter what your experience or your life is, how you identify, or what your path is. So this is about choice. I do like this Lover's card. As you see, the central figure is him. You do see one on the left. She is kind of kneeling and looking up, and you see one to the right. Choice is an option. Potential presenting yourself and showing up for yourself with clear discernment, maybe submission, or maybe a part of both. Maybe the one's kneeling by choice. Maybe she shows reasonable adoration. Maybe not. Maybe the other one's more empowered. It's all about perspective and perception and alchemy, as this is a very alchemical deck. And leading to the alchemy is this deck Terra Volatile meaning, and the guidance, the third tarot card that came out was the Page of Vessels. Now, Vessels is an extra suit in this deck. Traditionally, tarot has four, as we all know. Of course, if you're watching this, I'm certain you have some type of connection to tarot and oracle, or an interest in divination and guidance, or all of the above. But Vessels has to relate to the first element, the ether, the spirit, no matter what that might look for you in your path or energies, even if you are atheistic, for example, it's still a element, that which is beyond the astral, the liminal, the truth. Now, the alchemical and mixing of energies, of reality of the seen and unseen. So this is taking different elements and creating and recreating, breaking down, dissolving, and rebuilding. As does what the page does. The page isn't ever one that moves forth through learning, wisdom, and bringing about different creation elements. And in this case, this ether card is about healing. So that is the tarot cards. For that, we'll get into the oracle. So the message at this current time, this current week, or however this may resonate and apply, is this lovely Queen of Swords. I love her. You see that the sword is pointing downwards. So this Queen of Swords and this depiction, she is not, has her sword raised to be overly defensive. But she has it ready for when she needs to, as she has her hand on the handle. So this collective, and what you need to know is be prepared to use and defend yourself, your position, or that which you love, care about, and build at this current time and have been so hardly working on, but to look at things with clarity. But there's no need to be overly defensive, but there is a need to be prepared and protected. That is learning. This world is an ever difficult, changing life experience, moment to moment, day to day, weeks, and years, and the building of our experiences from past to present and the foreseeable future is that what we each all have, as I always say. So the Queen of Swords is saying to use your logic, to know how to use your wisdom in a very discerning way and bring in discernment into your current week, your current experience, or however when you may see this. The Queen of Swords is very logical. She sees and observes and then knows how to apply that wisdom, that defense, and speak her voice and apply her knowledge. It's a knowledge obtained through learning, but most of all, experience and wisdom. Being able to control your thoughts and realign them as needed and necessary without being too hyper or focused or causing too much severe anxiety. It's more about knowing how to shift gears in your mind and your emotions. So it's speaking, standing your truth, but knowing how to do so and being in your authority and autonomy. Now, with that comes that Queen of Swords is really heavily influencing this, the decision, as I mentioned. This is choice, as I clearly said a few moments ago. You are being faced with, this collective has been, is constantly being faced with choices and decisions, as the collective and whom sees this, and this may resonate with, is, I believe, like myself, constantly evolving, growing, learning, realigning, healing, teaching and guiding others, and being guided by others, but knowing how to discern that. So this is, you're at a crossroads. You have been. Maybe a different stage in your life, a different career choice, a learning choice, or your health, your relationship experience, your age, resources, or how the world is outside of us and within ourselves, and what we're sensing, seeing, and what we know to be our truth, and what is our truth. Now, it is all about is what is your main choice? What are you looking to bring in and integrate into your life? The lovers can be about relationships and marriage, just as what alchemy is, as the marriage and creation of things, as I said a few moments ago. But what choice is it that you are going to have? What are you going to continue to submit to, like the one potentially, or potentially out of reverence and adoration, or maybe both? What are you giving too much to, credence to, and thought to? You need to discern, or you're going to stand tall. Are you going to let someone else govern your experience, or are you going to look at this and make a clear, logical choice that works for you, and it's going to help to build foundations for this current time frame and the foreseeable futures that we all have. Life is about choice. We can't completely be ruled by fear and anxiety. Yes, they have certain validity, but are they really valid each and every time? Perhaps not. Is our own choices. Don't let others influence you. You have to work with what is right for you, what you have, and what you have been in a building. But a decision is, and decisions, I do feel this is more than one. As I said, it's a crossroads. I believe there are various things that are coming into be and have been that are evident. But you do have these, there's nothing hidden in this leverage, as you can see. Um, it's clear. So it's multiple choices, but they all do interlink and are very important. So make a decision and use your Queen of Swords energy and your knowledge, your wisdom, and your truth. Be ready to act like she has when the time is right. And with that being said, the Page of Vessels is saying there is really a need at this time, besides that discernment and that logic, is the continuing alchemy of self, of past experiences, into the present and the foreseeable future, um, but focusing on the present of what you're learning, what elements you're taking in that you're trying to create. Don't erase the past, but acknowledge it and let go what needs to, and transform your traumas, um, your angst, your anxieties, your fears into something that's more fruitful for yourself. And be mindful and discerning, like that Queen of Swords, and making the choices and using various angles, perspectives, knowledges, and potential the advice that truly matters and what truly is applicable to the situation, what is really happening. The page is one that takes in a lot and creates a lot, but it's more so that you need to bring forth those elements of that curiosity and the willingness to learn and move forward, but to be mindful of what you're thinking and what you're speaking also can bring in your reality and affect your choice. Remember, now thoughts have a way of holding us back more often than not, as do emotions. So, in tandem, you have to recognize your thoughts, your words, your actions, and acknowledge your feelings. As I've been saying lately, it's all about the logic and the thought and the emotions and marrying them in a healthy way, a healthy control, a healthy processing, and not bypassing. Stay connected. That's what I'm being told. Stay connected to your truth, your path, your hard work. The next card that comes up from the Oracle, from the Haunted Cottage Oracle, is the Well. And that's where that emotion comes in. Well, the well is depth, it's introspection, it's looking within. Now, again, the outer world, our world, human world, Earth herself, and our day to day experience, yes, is truly evolving and de evolving in so many negative ways. And it seems like it's only going to continue each day to get more in the direction that we do not want. It's a struggle, it's reality. Being human is not necessarily a human thing, especially when dealing with other humans and how they affect our experiences. That is, we have to look within ourselves, our emotions, our depths. Now, are we going to be look in, and what are we seeing in the dark? What are we seeing that maybe has been hidden or that we have not wanted to acknowledge? Fears, anxieties, overthinking, overwhelm, past pain, not wanting to repeat the same pain. Um, what is truly there? What is truth? What is illusion? That's where the discernment comes in. Otherwise, you're going to continue. You need to wait. The other advice is swamp. Wade through carefully. So that is the need of what you're seeing here with the well and introspect. Wade through carefully through your emotions and what is coming up to the surface, because you are integrating for a reason. It is going to be up to you to continue to show up for yourself and those and who and what truly matters for this, as this world is ever changing, as I mentioned. But wade carefully through your emotions, your past into your present and your future. That's a current advice. Um, be discerning, be prepared, but don't be overly defensive. Look at things through a clear, authoritative lens. Speak your truth, but also be careful of how you speak your truth and reword things. That's another advice. It also is what's within you. You have the power, the strength, the knowledge, the will within yourself to properly integrate your experiences and move forward each day and help those around you that truly matters in what you're seeing and feeling and what you know. Integration, um, but being true, real, and integral, and just doing the best you can. And again, looking into your depths, seeing your truth, what you're keeping hidden, what you need to acknowledge, and what needs to be clear and known and dealt with by choice. And with that being said, I hope this all finds you well. And of course, please like, comment, subscribe as it helps this message and others to see. And an ever unkind world that is defined a lot by AI or logarithms. We need to have more true humanity and not just blind following. But with that said, I hope you have an effective, empowered week or overall time frame whenever this may present itself to you. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay strange.